Hello, new students at Launch High School. This is Deborah Campos. I'm going to be your school counselor next year. And this video will be to clarify some questions you may have of what it is to be at Launch and be a Launch high school student. And hopefully we can get through this quickly so you can understand the main points, and next year you won't be lost here at the school. Okay, so I wanted to start by talking about our launch system. Here we are a project-based and competency-based school. So what that means is that we accept different types of ways for you to prove that you know a subject. And also our project-based system also is a big part of our grading system here. So it's basically half of your grade here at the school. In this video, we're going to be talking about also how the grading works and how you receive your grades here, and also resources for parents so they can help their students. So starting with areas here at Launch and speaking about the places here at Launch, we have 5 main areas. The first one is the launch pad, which you might remember when you were here in Parents' Night. Or before that, the launch pad is the big room downstairs where a lot of things happen there. So projects happen there, independent study if you need to, study by yourself. The coaches are there to help students that are falling a little bit behind. Assemblies, when all students get together, it also happens there, and some advisors are also downstairs, some teachers. The second area is the common areas. So it's all the common areas here at Launch, which would mean the halls, the foyer downstairs, and the front desk. All these areas the students can actually take advantage of by sitting and studying, doing their independent study, their self-checks, or finishing up assignments that they have to do. This is where students sit and also do all the things that they need to do. We also have the classroom and the conference room. It's 2 different rooms. That's where the lecture classes happen, and that's where you're going to learn your main material. We have the testing center, which is where you take your tests, and we're going to talk a little bit more about testing later on. And then we have the office hours room. That office hours room is for you to go and have a one-on-one help from the teacher. That's where the teachers are sitting and they're waiting for you to come and ask for help. Sometimes they'll tag you if you're falling behind, but they want everybody to go in there and ask if they need help. And if it's very full, you can just go there and then the teacher will say, just come back in 5 minutes and I can help you. And then you can just do just that. All right, so here at Launch, the learning, it's a little bit different, but it includes very important skills that you're going to need for the rest of your life. Important skills that can make you very successful later on. One of them, it's work independently, is learn how to teach yourself and how to learn with guidance without having had everything given to you by piece. Another skill that you learn here at Launch is to learn how to be self-disciplined and self-motivated. Those are 2 important skills that you will need for the rest of your life. Is how to learn how to tell yourself when you need to do something and do it and find the motivation to do it. And the last skill that you will learn, and of course we do have another small skills, but these are the 3 main ones, is time management. Time management is such an important skill for you to be successful in life. Learning when you need to do something and when you can relax. All right. Another part is the benefits of being at Launch. Here at Launch, all those skills that we just talked about, they will get you life ready. When you get out, it's pretty much if you want to go to college, that's how college works. We are modeled after college type of teaching. So college will not be something new for you. And also the skills for if you even want to go to a tech school or if you want to just start a job, all the skills are going to be very important for you in life. Because here at Launch, our passing grade is a B. Anything below than a B is not a passing grade. you end up getting high GPAs, and that's a great thing because you become eligible to scholarships, and colleges like it, to admit students that show a higher GPA. Also, another benefit of being here at launch is your social emotional learning skills. You learn how to regulate your emotions here. If sometimes something becomes frustrated, you have teachers that can help you, all the coaches that can help you. And it happens quite a bit. You'll learn how to look for help and solve your problems. Problem solving is one of the biggest things here students learn as well. Okay, so here at launch, we only teach the 4 core classes. They are math, language arts, social science, and whatever courses go inside those, right? Those are the 4 core classes you're going to have here. The other classes or your electives, you're going to take them at your boundary school. So if you're in Cedar High, you're going to take it at Cedar High. If your boundary school is Canyon View, then you're going to take your electives at Canyon View. And then if you decide to go online or any other alternative way, I love to work with parents to do that. And, just make sure you reach out to me so we can create a great curriculum for your student. Okay, so like I said before, you take your core classes here, and then you take your elective classes at your boundary school. What that means is you can choose to be here on A days, and then your B day is going to be at your boundary school. If you choose to be here on B day, your A days is going to be at your boundary school. Just to let you know, A days have more students than B days. It has always been like that. So if you're looking for a more quiet day, I would think about maybe B day. However, a lot of students like to be there here with their friends, so they choose the days that their friends are here. Or some students are taking band or concert, band, orchestra, or choir, and if those classes, they usually set in one day at their boundary schools, so I would advise you to pick the opposite day to be here. Okay, here at launch, we do have a lot of technology. We work with a lot of digital things, and for your students' work or for your new student, it's not different. It's no different. But one little thing that I would like to add is that we don't have bells here. Learning when your class starts and having that time management skill is part of what we're trying to teach you here. So we do not ring bells, except to begin the day in the morning, to go to lunch, and then at the end of the day. Okay, the technologies that we use here, the 4 main ones are our Google Calendar, because the district uses Google as the platform for a lot of the systems that we have. So we do use Google Apps. Google Calendar is the main one that we use here. This is where you find out where you need to go next. If you've been tagged to office hours, if you need to be downstairs, all that is done through our calendar. We do use emails, and I am very adamant about students learning how to use their emails, how to sort it, how to delete the ones that they don't need, how to create folders and archive their emails, and how to look at their emails every day. It's very important for your success as an adult and at work. Google folder is where they keep all their work, so it's automatically saved there. Anytime they create a document or an Excel sheet or a slide, anything that you use in Google, it gets automatically saved in their Google folder. And then we use Canvas, which is our platform for teaching and testing, and where they do their homework. So Canvas is a separate system than Google, but it is integrated into our learning. Okay, here at launch, we have different learning strategies to help the students to learn to become learners. Here in school, we have their independent study time, so they have quite a bit of time where they can sit down and study on their own. We have the office hours, which will help them with one-on-one tutoring and help that they need. We have our math tutoring from our math teachers, which they're available anytime that the student need, but mainly sometimes they sit downstairs to help the students on a one-on-one basis too. We have our self-checks, which are mini quizzes that they take and they are not graded, but they show the teacher. That's the only thing you need to do before you go take your test. It's to pass your self-check. If you pass your self-check, it means you're ready for your test, and then you'll go and take your test. So that's what we have. We don't have homework. We don't have anything. We just have self-checks, and those can be done at home as well. The only thing they cannot do at home is take the test. Everything else they can do at home. We also have notes systems here. It's very important that students here learn how to take efficient notes, like effective notes that they can just read it again, so they don't have to go back and read the entire chapter when they forget important things. They can just go and read their notes. Resources for parents that we have here for helping their students learn. It's we do tell students that there is a SUU STEM tutoring that happens at Cedar High and in the library, the main library, the city library. It's open to all students in the district, and we have the SUU students who will help our students, especially with math and English. Teachers here, they create videos where students can actually watch the videos over and over to learn any questions they have when they're trying to complete their self-checks. Teachers themselves are a resource to help students, and they're here available all the time. They're invested in the student's success. Coaches as well, they will teach students. If they don't know how to teach students, they'll guide students to get the help that they need. And then you have me, which I would love to sit down with you if you are having struggles to figure out what can work for you and make it a little more custom plan. I made a more custom plan for you to be able to become successful here at launch. This next slide, if there's anything that you can memorize from all this entire video, it's this slide right here. It's how we grade our students. This is important for you to keep in mind, and this will help you be successful here at launch. So we have quarters, just like every other school. We have the first quarter ends in October, the second quarter ends in December, the third quarter ends in March, and the last quarter ends in May. Each quarter has 8 to 9 weeks. So students are here 22 days out of a quarter. Doesn't matter if you're A or B day, you're going to be here for 22 days in a quarter. So for each quarter, for each one of the courses that we teach in a quarter, each course will require you to take 4 tests or turn in 4 deliverables. We call deliverables everything that is testing or an assignment, an essay, a project, not a project, a little homework that the teacher will give you personalized to you. All those things that are gradable, they are called deliverables. Everything that receives a grade, it's a deliverable. So for each class, they have 4 deliverables. So math has 4 deliverables per quarter. Language arts have 4 deliverables per quarter. Social studies, it's the same thing. Science, the same thing. So if you count 4 deliverables for 4 classes, there are 16 deliverables per quarter. And then we have 1 project per quarter. One only. One that works for all the classes. This project is going to be half their grades. So the project has 4, here, let me show you. The project here has 4 parts. The proposal, which is the first part, the inspiration, the second part, the ideation, and the implementation phase. Those 4 parts need to be finished before the end of the quarter for them to get half of their grades in all their classes. So for this project, it's important, it also has the 4 more deliverables. So now total with the deliverables from the courses, they have 20 deliverables. So if we do the math, students are here for 22 days and they have 20 deliverables. So how many deliverables do they need to turn in every day? 1, at least 1, so they won't fall behind. Yes, a lot of students will take 2-3 different tests a day, and we allow them to do whatever works for them. What we just try to encourage them strongly not to do is fall behind. But students will get to choose when they take their tests. So we do have deadlines, which are guidelines for students to not to fall behind, to have their tests turned in by then. However, whenever they turn in, they get the grade that they need. And they won't move to the next quarter unless they have passed all the deliverables in that quarter. So sometimes they're in second quarter, but they didn't finish all the deliverables, so they will get a temporary F on their PowerSchool. And then they move on, they still stay in the same quarter until they're done with those deliverables, and then the teacher will upgrade their grades. So sometimes parents will see in their PowerSchool the students have Fs. It's because they didn't finish what they needed to finish in the quarter they had. However, the student is still working and taking tests, so it's might not be a real grade what you see in PowerSchool. Please be patient. Teachers don't have the time to upgrade every single day, to update. They have a lot to do. So they upgrade their grades once they get to a B. If they get a B, they go into PowerSchool and change it. So make sure the Canvas is the best place for parents to follow their students so they can understand where their students are at. All right, so like I said, the projects have 4 parts, and the very last little thing they have to do in their projects when they're done is to connect to the Mastery Transcript course in their Canvas. The Mastery Transcripts is a collection of several skills that they learn that they can connect to their project. Let's say one project they learn to be patient. They're going to go and connect that. They learn that skill in their Mastery Transcript. In the other project, they learn how to speak with other people or how to request, help from businesses. All these skills they are available in their Mastery Transcript course, which they need to connect their project with. And then when they graduate, they have to have at least one Mastery Transcript skill related to each project they made. I hope that makes sense. This next slide is actually a schedule, how it works for the freshmen, basically, because majority of our new students are always freshmen. So right here, if a student's here on a day, he's going to be here on either Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday. So students are here one week 3 days and the other week 2 days, and it takes turns because of their days that they chose. If they're here 3 days, then Friday is included, and Friday is project day. If you see right here in the mornings when they come in, they go straight into advisory. Advisory is their first class for about 30 minutes, and then they go over their projects and their plans and everything that they're working on their project. And they also set goals for the end of the day, like for what they're going to do that day. So it's usually a test or a deliverable. After that, here on Monday is math class, or on Monday or Tuesday is math class, or Wednesday or Thursday is earth and space, science. After those classes, then they have a big space here, about 2 hours where they have to dedicate for studying, for taking tests, for doing their individual studies, their self-checks, or even going to their office hours. When they're tagged, or even if they're not, they should be trying to get help. As you can see, there's quite a bit of time. They only have one class in the morning, then all this open time. Then they go to lunch, and then they come back. They have one class in the afternoon, and then the open study, independent study time repeats itself. They can take tests, they can do their self-checks. So if a student knows how to start learning how to time management and how to manage their time, they rarely would ever have to do anything at home. On your first day here at launch, you are all going to meet downstairs in the launch pad, the big room downstairs. That room is where you're going to pick your advisor, the one that does the advisor with you guys. Every quarter an advisor changes for you. You just pick a new one for your new project. Okay, and then after that you're going to rotate through all the areas here at launch, and then you're going to learn something different about either how to use calendars, how testing works, how project works, and everything else. Let's talk about sports at launch. We encourage students to participate with extracurricular activities and sports in their boundary schools. Very much. I am very invested in students doing that. However, there is one caveat for this, is that students cannot have an F at the end of the quarter. They need to pass. I believe they're only allowed to have one F among all their classes, including their boundary school classes. So if they have one F, then they can participate in the sports. Remember, you're first a student, then second, you're an athlete, not the other way around. So your grades needs to be in check all the time. Make sure you know that. And if you are planning to do any sports, make sure you talk to me, your counselor, so we can go over our plans and you don't fall behind and it doesn't affect your sports or your activity. Parents, there are a few things that you should be involved here at the school. One is to sign up for Remind. Remind is an app that we use to communicate with parents. It's kind of like a texting app where we can communicate with you any emergencies, any plans, any changes, anything that happens, testing, anything that happens at the school level or district level, you are communicated through Remind. Canvas is where they learn, students learn their subjects. It would be very interesting if you could join Canvas as an observer and observe your student. If you go to my page in our website for the counseling, you will see right there a link that says Canvas for Parents. Please click on that and follow through the instructions, and you'll be able to observe your student and see when they're falling behind or not. Following students in Canvas is more important than following them on PowerSchool here at launch. Deliverables Tracker. So we do a tracker. It's very important that the student find out a way to track their tests. So let's say they took test 1 in math, test 2, test 3. There should be a checkbox somewhere where they can start checking those deliverables so they're not lost. And it gives them a visual or on how far they are ahead or if they're starting to fall behind. It's important that they deliver something that works for them, something that will track their deliverables every quarter. Like we talked about PowerSchool before, you can follow their grades and receive notifications, especially for absences. The grades, don't forget here at launch, they could be an F, but that is just a temporary. It's because they're still working on that quarter and they couldn't move on to the next one. So make sure when you see grades like that you reach out to the teacher, and the teacher can always let you know an updated grade of what is going on with the student. If you reach out to me also, I'm here to support you. Parents are my best friends. I don't even know how I could do anything without parents. So I appreciate all parents that are involved with their students' education. I'm here to support them academically. I'm here to support them with their college or career readiness. I am here to support them with their social emotional learning, and I'm here to support them to be good global citizens. Here is a picture of the one of the Canvas course. So you just go in a course and you click on home, and on the sidebar you're gonna see that assignments is also another option for you to click on. If you click on assignments right here, it'll open the next page with all their assignments for that course, and you will see the ones that are late because it says late right next to the assignment. Right here, it's another picture of how the Canvas course looks like, and anything that has a due date, that's a deliverable. It's just a sample of the deliverables for them. So here I have for the projects for the whole year, for language arts, and then here I have the due dates and the little checkbox. This is going to be available in their Canvas course, in the counseling Canvas course, but they can change it, modify, create another one that works for them, whatever works for them to start tracking the deliverables every quarter. And right here, it's, like I said, it's the grades that shows in PowerSchool. If you see a grade that is not a B, make sure you click on the grade, because it'll open it up and it'll show you exactly what's been turned in and what hasn't been turned in. As you can see here, there are 4 parts of the project, and then the tests or deliverables that they're supposed to do. All right, so right now here, I wanted to let you know that for the classes that you chose in your boundary school, the schedules are going to come out at the end of May. And I'll be here to make any changes if we have time. If not, I'll be here in August 1st. That's when I start making changes to your schedule if you need to. Keep in mind, for freshmen, it's really hard to get into some classes. It's just because they have an extra time to take those classes versus seniors or juniors. You will only see your launch high schools and your PowerSchool after August 1st when I come back, because that's the only time I can put you guys in our launch classes. I can only do that regardless after July 15th, so that's what happens. But don't worry, you're gonna get your classes at launch. The boundary school classes are the ones that come out first in May, at the end of May. And if you have any questions, please make sure you reach out to me. Here's my email. You can also see my page in our website for Launch High School. You can look at the page and then see all the things that I have there for the parents. It gets updated in the beginning of when the classes start. That's when it gets the full update and the new calendar and everything. But you could always go there and check it out. And if you please reach out to me if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. Bye.